The following is a presentation of Emery Uno, Division 2. Hello everyone and welcome back to Mahjong March here on Emery Uno Division 2, the second tournament of the 2026 season. And we bring things over to the Northwind region for a stream match over there, and it's going to be a 7v10 matchup, a TWOW matchup as well, as it's going to be number 7 seed Mazuat taking on number 10 seed James, both sporting 12 books in that one, Maz his own, and then James also his own, but also holding Trico in his hand. So we got a bit of a Booksona battle here for the stream tonight, and hopefully should be a good one here. This is going to be the second straight match, or opening match at least, that Maz will have stream on. Looking to keep a streak going of being successful in every single round of 64 match he's been in so far in his career. This would be, I believe, 4 for 4 here if he gets it done tonight. So we'll see if he could do that. For James, really looking to have a bounce back tournament here. Had a rough sweep in the opening tournament here. Really would like to get on the right foot here and get out of first gear and get something going here in tournament 2. Going to be an important match for him to try and get the win, but for Maz, looking to keep the streak going. We will see who prevails in this one, but let's take a look at the Northwind regional bracket here. And a lot of action has already gone underway here for this one. Both play-ins have already occurred, of course, with Meredith and John Weezer winning. John Weezer dominating 4-0, and then Meredith 4-2. And then both of them actually went on to shock their opening round, their YAKU 64 match opponents. I was about to say matchups, but John Weezer 4-1 domination over last tournament's finalist Devin. A shocker there as Devin goes from the 16-1 and is now out in the round of 64. John Weezer moves on to the Mag on 32, and then Meredith, who got their first career win in the play-in, gets their second in a very close match with Marcus. A huge win for Meredith as they move on and look to get something going. The winner of this match will play Meredith in the Mag on 32, and we'll get the higher seed here. So a lot at stake for both these players here. Try to have the advantage going into the Mag on 32 with the upset there. In terms of the other matches that happened, Alex was able to take down Leo 4-2 in a pretty long match. Ninja Jacks took care of business 4-2 against Minute Maid. Alex and Ninja Jacks going at it in the Mangon 32. Alex invited Ninja Jacks to the league here, so bit of a full circle moment for them as they will be fighting it out to make it to the Hanuman 16. And then for the remaining matches, or remaining match actually, Aiko VT took down Vixity, and the only 3v14 that was not a play-in match. Aiko VT gets the win 4-2 and moves on. Vixity in a tough spot to start the season here. And then we're going to have Maz and James up next, and then the last two matches for the Northwind Regional Bracket will both be back-to-back on Wednesday. It'll be 9 p.m. then 10 p.m. Nifty and Cap Gaming starting it off, and then whenever that matchup finishes, unless it goes super quick, it'll be Hole vs. 6. Projected time to start is 10 p.m. That could be a little later depending on how the result goes, but we'll see who gets it done. But not a lot of spots left in this Mangon 32 for the Northwind Regional, so we'll see who can claim those last few spots. Mazuat and James will be going at it to fight Meredith in the Mangon 32. We will see who gets it done in just a bit, but I'm going to go to the table here. I am joined by my co-commentator, Lavina. So, Lavina, welcome in. I need to double check, but I actually think this is your first or second stream. Yeah, it's first one. First one. So
Yeah.
First co-commentary on this one. Welcome. Glad to have you here. I mean, I come from Twal, so I know a little bit more about this, but you may not. But both these players kind of coming from a similar place here. But coming into this tournament in different places also, because Maz has a bit of a streak going in this opening round, while James is really looking to bounce back after a really rough start to the season here. Both going head to head, both know each other a little bit here, but just kind of your thoughts on this one here. For Maz, has a bit of a consistency streak going, but he's gonna want to try to have that breakout similar to what Cage did, where he gets out of the round of 32 finally, but it's gonna have to start here. And then for James, really needing the bounce back after a very difficult start to the season in the February Flurry.
I mean, I'm very excited to be here. First of all, thank you for having me. These two, I've been looking forward to this matchup quite a bit. I mean, I've seen them around different communities actually even before, not even TWOW specifically. But really looking forward to it. As you said, Maz with like some incredible consistency. And James, I mean, I've looked at past results. Has moments of brilliance kicking way above his pay grade, at least from what we've seen thus far. So it's not inconceivable for him to go on a massive run. I like my analysis. Their card start strategies, at least from what I've seen in the past, should have interesting interactions with one another. I will not say much as not to spoil any surprises, but we'll be looking forward to seeing how they interact, and we'll reveal more to you as the stream goes on.
All right, well, we'll get our thoughts here from both these players. I have James' question typed out. We'll be answering via text here, so I'm going to send that one out there. But we're going to go to Maz here, who's the higher seed. Got a bit of a streak going in this opening round here. Looking to make it 4 for 4, I think, but gonna have someone and who has shown to be a tough opponent at times in the past. James here, just kind of general thoughts on what you got to do to win here. And general hopes for this tournament here as you do look to get out of this round of 64, but also looking to try and get past your ceiling of the round of 32. And we got both of them type their answers out here. We'll see what they have to say.
I mean, it wouldn't be 2 hours if they weren't typing.
That is true. Got to write all that wisdom out.
Exactly.
Ironically speaking, Maz is actually a two-time winner of a 12 I used to run with a person named Anepic who is not in the league, but um, is in the actual T1 server, but not playing Uno. So there's that.
Nice. Let's see. Is there? No, Moz was definitely in this. I'm just making sure because, like, I am pretty confident both of them were in an older community that was around since like 2018 called Ban Roulette. Um, I'm not entirely sure if I remember Mazuat's messages being there.
Not
I'm gonna
sure.
check.
Oh,
Oh yeah, no, for sure, seen
uh,
both of them there.
so both have made the rounds all over the place here now, face each other in MRU Uno. But for James, his response, think it'd be awesome to get win both a spot in the next round and some wisdom. But yeah, looking forward to see if I can string a couple of wins this tournament. Going to try at the very least not get swept again. That is the ground for James at least. Definitely wants to get at least a game win in here because if he starts the season 0-8, that is going to be a disastrous start. So he's definitely looking to avoid that at the very least. But um, we'll see how it goes. For Maz here, we got his response. Yeah, excited. Oh wait. Yeah, I'm excited to have a 12 matchup finally. Hope to keep my round of 64 streak, but not take anything for granted, even though I got used to selling through a bit on this round. We'll see if I get further in the round 32 finally, but I'll focus on this matchup first, which is fair enough. In order to have that chance to break the round 32 streak, I'm gonna have to make it through this matchup first. So we'll see if Maz can get it done or if James will get the rebound he very much needs. But gonna get things rolling here. Matt's gonna have the call. My Brad started up here for game one. My world also Brad also my world. Also making his rounds in the SWOW community as well. So got some connections there. But I'm gonna start off with game one. With Maz's call. Gonna start with 11 here. And underway, Blue Nine. Lavina, we have a mid-tier start to kick this one off here. Kind of how are you feeling
Uh,
going into this one?
what I can say currently is within expectations, but it's borderline very interesting based on what I know about these players. I mean, when it comes to Mons, I've seen a lot of preferred 10 to 12 range. James slightly lower as to what I've seen based on his picks. Though the actual win rates are very interesting. I'm not sure how much I want to spoil based on calls for future games, but very interested to see because this game could very much dictate the pace of the entire match.
All right, well, we're rolling with blue here on this one. And still no switches early on, as blue is what we started on, and both are running it, but there we get the switch onto the red. So red 0 now from Maz.
Let's see.
See what he decides to go with from here. But,
Just some clean number efficiency so far.
yeah, nothing too crazy. Just kind of running the numbers at the moment. This has been a bit of a calm start here for both players. James is gonna run out though. Matt's gonna keep going, looking to possibly start the series off with a Plan A win. And James gonna play Maz's card there with the red one. Doesn't want to see himself, and he's gonna have to draw on his own card. So not great for Maz there. We'll see what James does to turn it around. I was a top deck red one, and he's gonna use it to switch in the yellow. So that works out for James to bring it back to even. Does Maz get freed up by this? He does. And may have actually originally wanted to switch to yellow beforehand, but then was denied it.
Lines up
Both
with the three that has been played, yeah.
both running down on the yellow here. Maz is out on the yellow here. Can James keep it going? He does. But that allows to switch to green on James's card as well. Alright, and green 3 now from James. Gonna keep it going. Onto the green. James does have the lead here.
Lots of loop arounds back to similar numbers. Wonder if it's a strategy to try and get more of the same number out of the way.
James typing, and James has got the win here. So I'm gonna start off the series with a win. So that's gonna be a good sign for him at least. Not gonna get swept here, which I think was the bare minimum hope there. So off to a better start than he was in the last tournament, but gonna start it off 1-0 with that 3-card finish. Ends up being a plan B there. And really I think that top deck red one really kind of helped him find his way to the finish there on that one. So ends up working out pretty well for James there, although actually left a yellow skip on the end there. I'm surprised he didn't decide to link that earlier, but works out anyways. But James with the 1-0 lead.
Yeah, that top deck did really lead into a lot. I mean, Muz switched into a yellow one afterwards, and that allowed some running down.
Alright, yeah, I don't got much to for either player. We're gonna go with 10 for game 2 here. And blue +2 to kick this one off here. Matt's going 1 down. Trying to even it up here. Alright, and the blue 5. Start, not gonna elect to jump on the +2 here. Gonna just close the door. Ooh, an ideal start for James here. Gonna have to draw on the blue on 10 cards. But Mass is gonna switch out of it right away. Keeps going on the yellow. And then the switch to the green.
Seemingly, this is both players' comfort zone in terms of card start and generally just a lot of slower number efficient and color switching play. I really like what we're seeing so far.
Well, Maz is gonna double down on the yellow here, switches back into the yellow 8, has both of them. We'll see what James does here. He tried to switch out of yellow. And he's not gonna have any more, so Maz with a good call out there on that one.
We've drawn on blue and on yellow as James already so far. Can't help but wonder what is in the hand.
May find out in due time here. Maz with a good lead here, looking to even things up here. He is typing a bit, so maybe going on a run. Okay, no, but plays a wild, goes into red. That should free James up here. But we'll see how he responds. Just gonna be the red too. I do think Maz is in a good position at the moment here. +2 throws on as well. It goes down to 3. Looking to even up the series here. James gonna look to try to play some defense to try and stop Maz from getting the win. Ooh, and a +4 comes in at a good time for James here. Gonna use it and goes into green.
Doesn't quite flip the scoreboard, but it's getting much closer than what it used to be, that's for sure.
Maz still has the lead here, but definitely reels him back in a little bit and potentially could scramble that hand. So we'll see how it fares for James here on how that +4 ends up affecting things. Both just kind of running the greens here. Maz plays James's card. Both just gonna keep running it down on the green with the numbers, but a double play from Maz, similar to what he did earlier, except a reverse this time, and he is once again down to 3. Green 0 from James here. Can Maz keep it going? He cannot. He is out on green. And James is going to use that 0 to switch into blue, so has the 0 connection there. Maz able to play a blue, but James looking to retake control of this one. Ooh, and a wild red from James. That is a big swing there from James. Kind of making a big statement here. Maz going to be able to go down to 2. James is playing the number here. Haven't seen any big runs from James so far here. Gonna play it cool. Maz is out on red. Can James keep it going? Maz not feeling good about the situation. We'll see if James can have another 3-card finish here to go up 2-0. And he
Decent
will
line
with
of
another
pressure.
+4. And James gonna go up 2-0 here in around 5 minutes for that one. Says he had a crazy hand to start with on that one. It seems like the ammo that was kind of getting thrown his way kind of made things a little bit more difficult, but did manage to find a way around there. Maz, fortunately, coming up just a little bit short on that one. Yeah, I mean, for Maz, I mean, 3-0 on the +4 so far, so Maz not getting much +4 love on that. Actually, only 3 ammo cards in general so far. Only a wild, a reverse, and a +2, so really not getting much ammo to start this one out.
Hmm. And James picking 7. Really seems that both players are going for their comfort picks. James, as stated before, in the 6 to 10 range, usually in terms of his decision making.
That's going to be the second game in a row. James is going to draw off the opening color here, but Maz is going to once again switch off the opening color pretty much right away. Um, so now we go red. James plays Maz's card. Yeah, I'm going to just keep rolling red here. Yeah, Mazuat definitely going to be looking to get the game win here. Does not want to go down 3-0. Fair enough. It is a little unique thing we do, unique thing we have for this league with the whole customization. So adds a little flair to the game as well. 'Cause some mind games you can do, intentional or unintentional with it. But yeah, James gonna switch the yellow.
Hmm.
Levine, I gotta ask you, kind of, what are you making out of this series so far here, James, with a 2-0 lead here? I mean, both are kind of just at the start of these games, kind of just playing a casual here, and then kind of amps up as it goes along.
I mean, realistically, they seem to be playing very similarly in terms of style. James definitely the ammo advantage so far has helped, but I feel like it's a really good mesh. As mind games, even that you just mentioned, could really come into play. Maz though, with some relatively early wild now, seems that luck could potentially have turned. We'll see.
All right, well,
I
yeah,
sorry, go on.
yeah, well, I mean, playing the wild there, I mean, maybe a good sign for him. He's typing this one out here. Maybe a good sized run here.
It is within a single command
Wow,
finish, and there it is.
gets it done on the 4 card finish there, and another plan A. I mean, it seems like the away side is actually doing pretty well here because that's 3 away wins in a row.
Um, I'm not sure if this is crossing the line or not, but James is not in the call, so I mean, I can say he is a favorite. He is pretty tending to like his lower card starts, but I'm not sure how much success he has found with those recently. Um, at least the win rates are not really supporting him all that much. I really like the fact that he's going up to 8 here, trying to make something happen.
I mean, James is still in a solid spot at the moment, having the 2-0 lead is nice. 2-1 now. I mean, if he wins this game, it's gonna be 3-1 here, and he's in a good spot to get the series win potentially. But obviously, Matt's looking to make that game 5 really critical here, and make it 2-2. It's kind of the thing with these best of sevens. It's a decent length, but it could go by very quickly sometimes, as both are gonna be stuck on this red 6 here, and we're gonna have what may be our first draw city of the series so far.
I mean, I have to at this point. It is Draw City population DOS.
All right, well, we'll see. Go here, top deck, red 7 here, looking to break away. And we do get the breakaway with the switch to green.
Effectively, we've gone with to up to both players having 10 cards at one point, so It is now basically a repeat of game two,
Yeah, it seems like
which
it, but go ahead.
to be fair, that was Mazuat's pick and the James won, so I feel like this one could really go either way.
We'll see. As we do get the switch off green into blue, I do think this will be three-color game for the moment here with green, blue, and yellow. I have not seen yellow yet come into the picture, so whenever that gets introduced, if it does, that could play an important role in how this game goes. Double play here from James with +2, gonna throw Mass back to 9. Just got the 24-hour reminder also, so that's for tomorrow's stream match at 6:30. That'll be between Bob Ross and Sam. That'll be the second last stream of the opening round. Meanwhile, we keep going on the blue here, but James is out on the blue. It's going to allow Mass to catch up a little bit as he's going to switch into the yellow. There's the introduction of that yellow here. And
Interesting dynamic.
could this end up being a two-color game now?
There's a chance of it, and I mean, I'm can't help but wonder what's going to happen considering James was lower in cards going into it, and with the double play, I mean, down to three. Anything can happen really, especially when we're down to potentially a two-color game for both.
I mean, it would likely be between yellow and green here on this one. We'll see how this goes. Yellow 7 from Maz. Mass initiated the switch to yellow after James drew on the blue here, but does that end up working out in James's favor? We'll see.
Not seeing an immediate response from James here, so maybe something he's pondering
Ooh.
about.
So James is going to
And
use his power play.
that is definitely something one does consider greatly and ponders about. Kind of called it.
And going to get the game win. So now James up 3-1 here. Looking to take the series with one more game win, but uses the power play right there to secure it. Gonna quickly ask James his thoughts to use the power play in that moment. But yeah, I mean, as James mentioned, this has been decently fast paced, not like lightning fast, but I mean, nothing too long here. I mean, no game has gone longer than around 5 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, this is also despite draw cities actually, which means it's pretty efficient. Cards are lining up. People need to be very careful about their plays, and
Wait a
I
second,
think
Brad.
it's show.
Just wait a second. I'm just asking James a question about that, and then we can get it going. But yeah, while James answers that, I'm going to ask Maz also. 3-1 down here. Not the ideal spot you want to be in, but you do have the power play. James doesn't. Just kind of mentality going into these next three games and trying to make this comeback and get the win. James mentioning nice for pressure, which I think is true because 3-1 is definitely going to force the pressure on the Maz because he can't afford to lose any more of these games. Yeah, that's kind of sometimes that's kind of the good thing with using the power play earlier instead of later, because also there could be a chance where you could use it in a moment, hold off on it, and then don't get a chance to use it again. It could also cost you the game. So I actually like the call for James to ensure he has that game 4 win to make it 3-1. That's also the first home win of the series so far. For
I
Maz, not an
do
ideal.
have a
Yep, go ahead.
I do have a similar philosophy to James when it comes to power plays. So I really like the line of thought. Honestly, I mean, even if the opponent still has a power play 3 games in a row is much pressure, and maybe you even bait them into using it in an inopportune time. So, looking forward to seeing how it plays out.
All right, well, for Maz, not an ideal start. Don't really think he made any big mistakes. Just had pretty bad draws all those games except for game three. Not something you control much. Hopefully, it turns around for me. Was considering power play game three, but to be honest, but worked out to save it. So, Maz gonna need to win three straight to win. James looking for a big bounce back win to regroup from the disappointing tournament one loss. But we're gonna get things going with game number five with the 9 card start here. Brad, feel free to start up whenever you're set. All right, thank you. And we start with Ryan C here on the green too.
Mm, I like the pick of 9 cards to start. Maz, if I'm trying to read into it, at least, not really going into James's range of going for like a faster paced, like lower card start game, but recognizing that James has been winning the higher games, while also wanting to get enough cards that you potentially just don't get shut out by a lucky draw and go out 4-1 without having anything to do about it. So I really like this pick.
Well, we'll keep going here as James draws on the yellow, but again, Maz is going to switch after a James draw, so really kind of not really doesn't let James draw too long here, and it kind of gives him a bit of a breakaway on that one. But he's got a good lead in this one so far. Still running Plan A on the numbers. Taking a quick look at the stats here, Maz leading in the time switch color, but even then there hasn't been too many switches in this one. Only 23 overall. Maz leading 13 to 10. I'm gonna make that 13 to 11 now. James with the switch to the green, which was the starting color which Maz switched off of, and Maz is going to play a wild red, so not wanting that green for the moment. And James is not gonna have anything. Yeah, James gonna still draw. Maz looking for that Plan A win here. Give him a good start on this comeback. And now Maz is out on red with 3 cards left. No more red and no switch out. It's
Could
now
be
going
our
to be
second
in,
draw city.
yeah, going to be draw city here for both players now. James a decent bit behind here. Maz gets a top deck on his own card though. Going to help him stay kind of low here. I don't know if he's necessarily in top deck territory where we can just get the win off the bat, but that does allow the switch into green, which Maz has been avoiding. And he's going to continue to avoid it, and this
Wow.
time plays a wild in the blue. Really avoiding that green like it's the plague here. Just does not want anything to do with that color. And James is going to have a wild of his own. And unless Maz has a +4 or a wild or some kind of switch out, he is going to have to come face to face with the color. And that's why he does not have any green whatsoever and is going to have to draw. And now James is very likely going to get rolling here.
Really intriguing. And that was the third wild already played this game. High
James,
ammo,
James plays the
seemingly.
6, and Maz going to switch out into blue. And really just kind of doing anything he can to avoid the green here. And James with the Ditto here may have actually wanted that switch. That's going to keep going. Still has the lead. James going to keep running it down as well. Maz is out on blue. Seems like the colors are a bit scrambled for him. James is going to run out as well.
More draw city potentially.
Does seem like it here. Both going to draw on the Royals too. That'll be the stream match on the 11th. That'll be the last stream of the opening round. He plays Orochi in that one. But both going to continue the draw.
Maz having a bit of a think. Can't help but wonder what it could be.
Oh, well, he didn't notice it was his turn. Okay, well, that's what it was. Gonna have to draw again. I mean, that obviously that wasn't intentional, but we kind of mentioned here with like James's comment, like kind of concerned. Sometimes it's like sometimes the weight kind of has people a little bit on the edge of their seat there because James was not sure what was going on and was concerned there was a big run coming, but ends up going to be Draw City continuing on.
Personally, I wouldn't panic too hard until you see the opponent typing for a long time. To me, that's an even bigger giveaway. But definitely weights mean that they could have a play to make, which is confusing and concerning. James with the watch this drive uh, to the blue 9. And coincidentally, both had 9 cards remaining.
Mm,
Maz still drawing though.
I'm really looking to try to find the switch. James is going to find it here and will definitively take the lead with that one. Going to free up both most likely. Maz maybe looking for a bit of a run here to try to even things out. Gonna have a few more people pop in. 3 card run into red now, so not even gonna run the red. Gonna go to not even gonna run the yellow. Goes to the red. Gonna be the longest game of the series so far. We're at 6 minutes and 30 seconds. So both run this one a bit longer. James gonna want that yellow here. Gonna go back to it. And Maz has no yellow, and that's not a good sign for him. That's a very likely 2-color scenario for him with no blue and no yellow. So potentially in a bit of trouble here. Top decks to yellow 3. Does James keep going on the
Correct
yellow?
me,
He does.
correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like green has been relatively avoided throughout this game so far, so very ambiguous on where either of them stand with it as well.
I know Maz has been avoiding green a lot in this one. James has tried to go to it a few times, but I do think James likes the green. I don't know if Maz is a big fan of the green. Maz was the one in the red for a good bit at this moment, but it's 5-4 here. James typing something up here. Look at the potentially get the win. We'll see.
It is within a command's reach with 4 cards.
And he's gonna get
He
it.
has it.
Wow. And that'll do it. James gets the win 4-1 here. And we'll move on. Tough loss for Maz on that one there, but James scoring a big win on that one. The much needed rebound he needed after a tough tournament one. But for Maz, unfortunately, going out for round 64 for the first time here. Um, but James with a very big win there in a the longest game of the series in that final one there. Able to get I think able to get the ammo there at points. I mean, definitely the +4s. That was going to be the biggest factor. Everything else was kind of split across the board. I mean, 3-2 on the +2s or something, but um, not a lot of cards. And when it's a 4-1 difference on the +4, that's definitely gonna leave an impact, especially with that one being the finish there to kind of connect it all together. But yeah, in general, James doing a good job to get that win. As unfortunately comes up a bit short. Just didn't seem like the cards were not on their side tonight. But Maz, just kind of any thoughts on this one? Obviously a disappointing loss here, but still still have a win on the season for the moment here, but we'll look to try to rebound in tournament 3 here when that comes along. But just kind of your thoughts.
While they're typing, looking at the Uno log at the very end, my analysis has been confirmed. Wasn't really wanting to dive too deep into it while the players were still picking their card starts, but fun fact, James has never in his MRU and OD2 career lost any game with card starts 13 or more. Um, so it is very interesting to see that he has won the four highest card start games, despite his comfort zone with picks being the lower card starts, usually ranging between 6 and 10, where in this game he has picked 7 and 8. Um, Kind of seems conflicting, but when you're showing your opponent that you want one thing and then you're doing even better in another, that can actually catch people off guard quite a bit.
All right, well, asked the question for James there. For Maz, got his thoughts. Also, card strength metric on that one. Yeah, tough one for Maz. That's definitely a decently big advantage for James on that one. So able to take advantage of it. Um, and we'll get the job done. But for Maz, definitely disappointed. But if I had to go to round 64 this season, it was probably the best one to do it since I know scheduling was going to be tough for me in the round 32. Not sure I could have done much. Felt like I had one game in in game three where I had really nice draws, but everything else was scrambling a bit. Good games to James though. And then for James, his question was big rebound win in this one, which was much needed to go to the round 32 to face Meredith as the higher seed. Just generally, how are you feeling to be able to get the win tonight and move on to the next round here? So James gonna respond to that one here as we'll wait for his comments. But Lavina, any thoughts on this one? You mentioned James was perfect on the 13 card starts, but we didn't see any of that. We saw a lot of middle tier for this one. I mean, and also an OG, which is kind of like gray area, low tier, middle tier, because technically that's usually what you start with in most Uno games. But just kind of your thoughts on this one. Anything you take away from this one, and just kind of how are you feeling about this next round matchup between James and Meredith in the Mongon 32?
I mean, honestly, really well played from James. I feel like there were some key moments like that wild on wild play where obviously he's been keeping track much more than at least looking at the previous games I would have given him credit for. So looking at that, I'm really thinking that this could be the tournament for him. Meredith, I mean, had a very interesting um, past performance so far as well. But looking at it, I think James stocks are going up.
All right, Lavina. Liking the James talks here on this one. Maz has some more comments here. We'll say did some intentional draws in game five. Did have a huge chain of yellow lined up of, but me playing any of the yellow cards is going to force me to cut into that chain just to do that. Was looking for an out soon. Had a floating green number. Couldn't get rid of, which meant couldn't finish it using that yellow chain. But James got to it first, so fair game. So James gonna be able to get it done. We got his thoughts here on this. Feeling great. Always also get a win. Even the ammo was completely favored towards me. That's kind of how Uno goes. Felt the other side of the coin during February and can't really complain about having the ammo to get through here. Hopefully, could go through Meredith. As I don't think I've had a round 32 win before, so that would be sick. I think that is. I think that is the case. Matt. James kind of in a similar boat as Maz, where he has yet to make it past the round of 32 here. But this could be the tournament. Where he gets it done. Would be a very nice rebound for him to make it to the round of 16 for the very first time. And as Lavina said, could be a breakout run for him. And this one would be big for him and go a long way in the season long picture here. So um, James hoping the best in the round of 32 here, but we'll see if he can keep the run going against Meredith. That's going to be an intriguing match to watch out for. Geez, could have been more back to the summer rounds. But yeah, let's take a look at the bracket here. James going to move on. We'll face Meredith. So we got two of our matchups confirmed in the Moncon 32 for the Northwind Regional. We got our last two will be determined on Wednesday, but that should do it for the stream here. Lavina, thanks for coming on. Any last thoughts before we wrap this one up?
No, not really so far. I mean, thank you for having me. This was a great way to start commentating. Lovely match, lovely players, and looking forward to seeing how their paths shake out in the tournament. I mean, really happy about it. The Mahjong March was my creation after all, so I'll guess I'll just see you folks next time and rock on strong.
All right, well, I'll do it. Thanks, Lavina, for jumping in the booth with me, as well as Brad for being our ref. But on behalf of the Amarillo Commission team, my commentator Lavina, our ref Brad, both our players and everyone came out to watch, including ACO VT. Nick came in at one point, as well as Nifty. Thanks to all so much for watching this stream. we'll be back tomorrow with some more Mahjong March, and we got another stream matchup coming to you in the what's it called? The East Wind Regional, and that's going to be number 3 Bob Ross taking on number 14 Sam. So we'll see who gets the win. Lavina will also be on the call for that one with me tomorrow, so we'll be back at it at around the same time. Going to be 6:30 p.m. for that one, but that'll do it for us. Thank you all so much for watching, and we will catch you all tomorrow for some more of Mahjong March. The tournament will keep on going here with this opening rounds, so stick around. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.